Well, Zen did their 8th episode of the Pinball Show. I don't think it's what a lot of us wanted to hear. Let's kind of unpack some of what they had to say. Hold my mocha coconut iced coffee. Unfortunately, the biggest news to come out of the show today was not fantastic news, and it's not what any of us really wanted to hear. So, as many of you might be aware, Zen makes Pinball FX. FX3 is actually what a lot of us are running now. It's what I got on my virtual pinball machine behind us, and they have it on different consoles and everything. And quite a few different tables on it. So, many of us have really enjoyed it, but they haven't released any tables for it for quite some time. Now, what they said was they weren't going to release more tables for it because they were coming out with a new platform for their pinball software called Pinball FX, right? So just dropping the number at the end, and this platform did all platforms, I don't know. But it was going to be based on the Unreal Engine, so we get better graphics and all of that kind of stuff. So, okay, that's old news. They had made it sound, though, like they were hoping to get this out in 2021. Unfortunately, 2021 for them, like most of us, has not shaped up the way they wanted it to. So they are now saying that it's going to be 2022 before Pinball FX comes out. So there's a delay there. And that's not great, right? That's not what a lot of us wanted to hear, because we want new tables, and we're not going to get any. It's been a long time, and it's going to be a lot longer. Now, as part of the reason for the delay and everything, they're listing off some of the things that they've done, like the Star Wars Pinball, VR, right? So if you got a VR headset, you could play some new Star Wars tables that they had for that. And then there's also the Zen Pinball Party, which is really only available on Apple devices. I don't have any Apple devices. I can't play it. So they've branched out into new things that's taken away development resources from them. And they also said that they've hired new developers, which that's great, right? But anytime you bring somebody new in, you have to train them. So that takes away your resources that would otherwise be making things are now being used to train these new developers. So, I mean, it all makes sense why it's got delayed. But, a lot of us aren't probably going to be all that happy with that. It's like, oh, great, you delayed bringing out your new thing that we all want to bring out these things that not too many people, at least from what I've seen, have been asking for. I don't know. I could be wrong. But, these are new markets for them, new places for them to be able to make money, and that's important to a company, right? So they want to be able to address these other markets, and being able to bring in more gamers from there and make more money from there also helps them to be able to develop the things that we want. Yeah, necessary thing, right? I mean, I'm not poo-pooing them for addressing these markets. However, it would be nice if they would address what seems to be their core market. And that's the thing that's most upsetting about this. So, all right. They got new tables on these new software that they have for VR and for Apple. Now, from what they were saying, that is based off of the Unreal Engine. So, in theory, hopefully they can bring those tables over fairly easily when they do release Pinball FX. And we'll have some new tables there, right? That would be the hope. So, speaking of when they release Pinball FX, all right, let's get back to that. Sorry, I've digressed. They're looking for an early access release on Epic in March of 2022. So this is not the finished game. This is not general availability. It's not on consoles, just on PC. March of 2022 is when they're hoping to have that out. Now with that, they're talking about there being some new tables. So That would be awesome to get some new tables in, but man, that's still a long ways away. And they're talking about general availability for PC and for consoles being summer of 2022. So summer of 2022, when a company says that, I'm usually thinking they mean at the very end of summer, because it always seems to be the way that it works out. So if you're a console gamer, I'm sorry. It's gonna be quite some time before you get your hands on this as well. So yeah, I mean that's where we're at. But they did have some positive stuff in here, so maybe we should focus on some of that. They did talk about a third table that they are coming out with for Pinball FX. So they've talked about two previously. There was Pinball Noir, and then there was also the Steampunk Pirate one, which they announced the name of. That's going to be Sky Pirates Treasure of the Clouds, or Treasures of the Clouds. I'm not sure. So, I don't know, kind of a neat name, I guess. And I like steampunk, so that's fun. Third table that's coming out is Curse of the Mummy. So, another new Zen original table there. So that's neat, right? And they're actually talking about that they're going to focus on Zen original tables. So we'll be seeing more of those. However, they hinted at partnerships with other properties and things of that nature. So we hopefully we'll be seeing more licensed ones. They didn't really say anything in regards to whether or not there would be actual, existing pinball tables coming, but definitely licensed stuff. And one thing that they noted was the wall behind them that had different collectibles and stuff on it, saying, some of them would be there. And actually, most of them I recognize as being properties that they already have worked with, different Marvel properties, stuff like that. But I'm pretty sure there was a Pikachu on the wall behind them. Now, that might not mean anything, but they were really making a big deal about how hard it is to get some of the licensing and how they got some new stuff coming up, that I'd be excited to see. So, I don't know. Could there be a Pokemon-themed table? Could they have Nintendo on board? It seems a stretch, but maybe. I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see. And I don't know. Is that something that we'll find out in March of 2022? Or is that even further into the future looking? One thing that I still don't think that they've addressed and is driving me crazy that they're not talking about this is cabinet mode. So for those of you that aren't familiar with cabinet mode, it allows you to build basically a virtual pinball machine where you have two or more screens. You have one for the playfield, and then you have one at the back for the back box. It shows the graphic there, potentially your DMD, that dot matrix display, or that can be even on another screen altogether. That's a really fun way to engage with their product on PC. But obviously, it's a little different than how you would normally use it on a console or a regular computer where it's just played on one screen and it's vertical instead of being laid back. So they really haven't talked about this. We don't know if that's going to be shipping with the product. Presumably, they're going to have to put that in there. I mean, I can't imagine them releasing this without that, because that's really what a lot of enthusiasts are doing. And, some of their most vocal supporters are probably right now some of their most vocal detractors with some of their information they've came out with. But that's definitely something that's really looked for in the community. I figure they got to put it in there, but they're not talking about it, and I really wish they would. So if Zen, if you're watching this, which hey, thanks for watching me. I wouldn't expect you to, but if you are, please talk about cabinet mode and what that's going to mean. Now, one thing they did talk about, though, specifically, going back to that new table that they're working on, they're talking now about replacing the DMD, right? So the DMD is all digital. It's it's displayed on the screen and everything, but they've modeled it on their past ones after the dot matrix displays that you would see on older pinball machines, where it might play a little video or show you text or information about what you're doing. But they're replacing that now with actually HD video, I guess. So they're going to be able to display things like movie clips in their tables, and things of that nature. So that's pretty cool. A lot of newer pinball machines, like the Jersey Jack ones, are incorporating that kind of stuff actually in the actual pinball machines. And of course, the VPin community has been doing that on some of their tables and pup packs and all of that stuff now for a while as well, where you can actually get video that reacts to what's going on the table. So that's pretty neat. Well, there you have it. That's my recap of the Pinball Show. Definitely a mixed bag. I don't know how I feel about this. You know, we got some good stuff in here. You know, new Zen originals coming. That's great. But we were kind of expecting that. New properties, licensed properties. Once again, kind of expecting that. It's good that they're doing it, but still expecting it. The HD DMD video display, right? That's cool. So the addition of videos to the tables and everything, I think that does open up a visually compelling feature to add to the tables. So that's pretty cool. Early access, that's good, right? They're wanting our feedback and they want us to get in there early, the people that are going to be more enthusiastic about it and actually, you know, delve into it and try it out, and to use that feedback, you know, moving forward. That is good. Also, forgot to mention it, PS4, Xbox One support. They previously were not targeting those systems, but they're adding those in. So if those are systems that you have, they're looking to add it onto there as well. So that's good. I mean, there was some good stuff in here. Downsides, though, it's, you know, again, really bothers me that they're not talking about cabinet mode. Zen, please address cabinet mode. And this delay in releasing these, you know, March 2022 for early access. I mean, they announced this quite some time ago. And, you know, presumably they were working on it before they announced it. So going into March for early access and summer for the actual release, it's a long time, and it really kills the enthusiasm. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? How are you feeling about this? Let me know down in the comments. I'd really like to hear it. You know, if you found this video helpful, please hit that thumbs up. If you didn't, and you think I'm an idiot or something, go ahead and hit the thumbs down. Just let me know in the comments why. I always want to make things better. If you want to come back and see more of my content, please hit that subscribe button. I'd love to have you back. Alright, guys. Well, there you have it. That's my 2 cents. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Oh, wait, I did forget one thing. Apparently they've partnered with a brewery and they are making some pinball themed limited edition beer. So if that's something you want, you better jump on it. I guess limited quantities. So there you go.